Hey YouTube, it's MadisonRamsaran and I'm back with another pick a card. Today's pick a card is going to be what do you need to know from your ancestors and how to connect with them. We've got 3 groups today. I'll show you the groups. This is going to be pile 1 and this is purple fluorite. This is going to be pile number 2. It's an abalone shell. That's the back of it if you want to see that too. And then pile number 3 is going to be this beautiful stone here. So it's been a while. It's been almost a year since I've uploaded a YouTube reading, and I'm really happy to be back. I just want to remind you guys that I do offer personal readings and healings if you're interested. I also do custom spell work if that's something that you're interested in as well. And you can find the information about the services that I offer in the description below, and that should lead you to my Instagram, where you can find a bunch of menus, I guess you could call it, or pictures on the type of services that I offer. And if you're not on Instagram, you could just email me at MadisonRamsaran777@gmail.com. Alright, so I just want to get into it. So group 1, if you chose the purple fluorite, this is going to be your reading on what your ancestors want you to know at this time and how to connect with them. Okay. Alright, so Spirit is telling me to tell you like how I chose to do this reading. And this is how I choose to do a lot of my readings. I ask Spirit, you know, hey, what's the reading going to be today? What did the people need, you know? And they tell me, and they were like, how to connect with your ancestors. And what they need to know from their ancestors. So it's like, all right. And Spirit's telling me right now that like a lot of the times when you are wondering like what to do in a situation, when you're having questions and things like that, if you find a place to meditate or a way to quiet your mind enough to receive messages from Spirit, Spirit is saying you're very capable of that, and that is a way that you can connect with your ancestors at this time, by, you know, thoughtful prayer and intention towards them, asking them questions and things, and you may receive the answers, you know, in your head, or, you know, you may hear them, you may see them, you may see signs around you. Everybody is different on how they receive messages, but Spirit is saying that you are capable of hearing their words and receiving their messages if you so choose to, and you do the work to be able to reach that state of meditation to talk with them. So let's see what your ancestors want you to know. I always like to start out with a prayer. Even though I've done a prayer for this already, I just love to do it with my groups individually. So I want to call on God's source, saints, angels, ancestors, star family, spiritual team members, and high self, and ask, what does group 1 need to know for their highest and greatest good? Please and thank you. Amen. Alright, so some of you might connect like spiritually with your ancestors. Like your ancestors might not have been like spiritual people, but they may have been religious people, and this made them spiritual. Spirit is saying don't shut out everything that they taught you. So for some of you, Jesus is important to you, or the thought of God in terms of how the church sees God. You might not, you know, necessarily agree or resonate or connect with everything that spirituality throws at you. So Spirit is saying, if the way that you connect with Spirit, with God, is through Jesus, is through prayer, maybe through going to church or the Bible, Spirit is saying don't push that aside just because modern day spirituality, or, you know, just modern day has kind of like pushed the church aside. Like obviously there are, you know, instances where churches are, you know, corrupt, and where, you know, even the Bible can be corrupt. Even, you know, just organized religion and spirituality can be corrupt. But Spirit is saying definitely find the good in that and appreciate the good in that you have found. Don't push aside, you know, Jesus or God, or, you know, any kind of spirit associated with perhaps an organized religion. It doesn't have to necessarily be like Christianity or Catholicism. Spirit is just saying, like, don't push that away because other people have made you feel shameful, because that is something that's really powerful and that you could receive a lot of messages from and Spirit is saying, like, Jesus is a guide that walks with you. So your ancestors really may have had their faith in Jesus, and in him, you know, saving you and helping you. Yeah, and Spirit saying move to a path to forgiveness. So you might need to forgive some of your ancestors for the way that they brought you up. Maybe you have some like religious guilt and shame. Like, right, the church can bring about a lot of shame surrounding spirituality, a lot of shame surrounding even sexuality and being yourself and doing the things that you want to do. And it would really make you feel shameful for that, for enjoying life's simplest pleasures. So Spirit is saying, like, definitely find ways to heal those like afflictions at this time, because you deserve to connect with Spirit and the spirits that want to connect with you and that you know have helped you in some way, shape, or form, without that kind of that guilt and that shame still resonating, because that doesn't resonate with you, nor does it resonate with those spirits. Spirit is saying a lot of these spirits that people have taken advantage of to tell you, you know, oh, you need to be ashamed of, you know, let's just say something taboo, like pleasuring yourself, or you need to be ashamed. Like, of course, there's boundaries with that, you know what I mean, right? There is a point where it can become an addiction and things like that, but like doing it, or having sex, or, you know, like having a sweet treat or something like that, like the church and like the people there, depending on where you went, or, you know what I mean, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a church, but it could be your family. Like, there's so many ways that, like, shame and guilt is based around just, like, the foundations of what that religion is and things like that. And Spirit is saying, like, those spirits don't agree with that, and those spirits would not want you to lead and live a life of misery, of suffering, that is self-created when it doesn't need to be. Alright, Spirit, thank you. So, I haven't even pulled any cards, and they're like, this is how you're going to connect with your ancestors right now. You're going to fucking talk to us. Alright, Spirit, is there anything else Group 1 needs to know on how to connect with their ancestors? How to connect with their spiritual team, their ancestors, what do their ancestors want them to know? Alright, so your spiritual team, your highest self, and your ancestors right now, and Gaia, Earth is saying right now, like, your ancestors are you. So, like, the person who you were in all of your past lives, the people who you were, those are all your ancestors. And your ancestors are saying a good way to connect with us is to reconnect with this earth that you have lived so many lifetimes on. And in, they said right now, a good way to, like, find quiet and meditation. If you can't find it in your house, if you can't find it, you know, wherever you are, Spirit said you need to get out in nature. You need to sit under a tree and close your eyes. That is a very good way to be able to quiet your mind, to have that flow of energy. You know, of course, there's going to be thoughts of worries, things like that. But once you let those pass and you understand those, and you know what I mean, you acknowledge them, but say, hey, I'm focusing on connecting with Spirit, and, you know, be open and, you know, just see what comes through. Like, Spirit is saying, it's definitely going to be helpful if you sit under a tree right now and try to meditate, because they will have messages for you. Your ancestors will have messages for you. Your highest self will have messages for you. This earth will have messages for you. Your spiritual team. But you need to find a way to quiet your mind to be able to receive these messages at this time. And not to, Spirit saying, some of you, like, give up during trying meditation. Some of you feel like, you know, you're too overstimulated, or you have too much going on in your life to truly meditate. But Spirit is saying that is not true. You are still going to be able to access this within you. You just need to focus and say, you know, hey, I deserve this time to myself. I deserve this time to connect with Spirit. Alright, so Spirit, what is Group 1's ancestors want to know through the tarot? Still haven't pulled any cards. Okay. Yeah. Spirit is saying that your father or a father figure or somebody who is presenting in their masculine energy could have been a hard worker, you know, maybe a single mom, or like it could have been really anybody who is presenting kind of like in a masculine energy and kind of like strict with, you know, hard boundaries, things like that. Spirit is saying the things and the ways that religion was, some of you, excuse me, I want to say a trigger warning, the way that some of you religion was beat into you, that's not love, and that's not what God and your ancestors wanted you to see, you know, religion as. So somebody was abusing their power and repeating these negative cycles of, you know, telling you how to be religious, telling you how to follow God, because this happened to them. Their ancestors did it to them. But Spirit is saying you don't need to let that have power over you. You have the power to ignore what other people say that you need to do and ignore what other people think about what you are doing in your religion. It is the time for you to end these cycles within your ancestral line so that you can connect with Spirit fully and release and disconnect from those lower vibrational energies and entities and ways of being. There's a squirrel. He's crawling up to the car right now. What's up, buddy? He's like, what are you doing in there? I don't know. He's a fella. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So that was a message in itself. So you might see signs like everywhere you turn, like angel numbers. You might see signs in nature, like animals coming up to you, things like that, feeling your vibration, things like that. And somebody in your family, whether this be present in the past, that is affecting you now, their opinion of that and how you receive your messages may have stopped you from truly believing in yourself, from truly letting these messages come through, because you're worried about, you know, oh, this person thinks that this is fake. Oh, this person, you know, has told me, oh, you know, God's the only God. You need to follow the church. You need to go to church. You need to follow Jesus. You need to follow the light and all these things. And like, of course you are. That is who is guiding you and a part. So Spirit's saying, like, don't let somebody else, like, telling you that, you know, hey, squirrel coming up to your car, hey, them numbers don't mean shit. Like, stop letting other people disconnect you from Spirit just because they feel disconnected from Spirit, or because they want control over how you connect with Spirit, because it's not going to work out well. Spirit's saying not for them or for you. Like, you really do have to start listening to what your soul has told you this whole time, what your soul has been telling you this whole time, and let your mind grow stronger with that connection to Spirit. Spirit is saying you might be very, you know, okay, well, there's the 3D world, there's science, and then there's God. Spirit is saying they want you to find a connection between the both. And this is where you're going to find it easier to connect with your ancestors. We're going to find it easier to connect with Spirit and stop wondering and worrying about what other people think about it. And, you know, how they're trying to sabotage you, perhaps. Maybe some people are sending you psychic attack. Maybe some people, you know what I mean, they just, maybe they're always like, oh, you're always on about that tarot shit. You're always on about them spirits. Spirit is saying, like, the more that you allow yourself to see the fact that this person, you know, or, sorry, how do you want me to say this, Spirit? The more you start to see that this person has no say in what you need to do, this person has no power in, like, you becoming who you are, the more that you take the power back and stop letting these people, like, Spirit saying, like, these people really fuck with your mind and make you question yourself and make you think that you're crazy, and they've made you stay in cycles, repetitive cycles, kind of going back to their low vibration, kind of like they're saying, hey, you know, I know what's best for you, I know what, you know what I mean, it's gonna help you along the line. You need to stop letting these people control you. You need to stop letting these people's, you know, way of being be yours. because that's not going to bring you grounding. Okay, so what's up, Spirit? Anything else here? Yeah, so Spirit is saying, like, this could have halted you from doing work on yourself, spiritual work on yourself, spiritual work, period. And Spirit is saying no more of that. Let your actions and your knowing of self prove them wrong. You don't need to, you know what I mean, try to even, like, understand where they're coming from at this point, because it's very, all right. Spirit saying it needs to be severed. Like, some of you need to disconnect from some of these people because they are trying to disconnect you from Spirit, or they're trying to make you feel shameful for your way of connecting with Spirit, and that's just not right. Yeah, I see a lot of, like, unrest and, like, your, like, Spirit saying, so for some of you, your family, your ancestors in this incarnation are trying to fight with you over what is best, how to connect with God, things like that. Like, they might be trying to, like, do prayers over you or being like, I'll pray for you, but Spirit is saying what you don't see about how you see things right now is that is a solid way to ground yourself. That is a solid way to have this balance of the science that you see and the spirit world that you see, and to connect it. Yeah, Spirit is saying, like, a lot of the times these churches and these ways of being, you know, that have passed down through generations of, like, worship and things like that, like, they're saying that is falling away for good reason, because that keeps us in a low vibrational state of that shame, of that fear, in so many different ways, with superstitions, things like that. And Spirit is just saying, like, let yourself see the truth of how these people have been sabotaging you or trying to tell you, like, that you should be doing otherwise. See through the bullshit and release that, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to move forward towards a life that you agree with, and, like, align with spirits that align with you. Like, I feel like for some of you, you might have a situation where, like, you were out of the house or away from these people for a second, for a while, and you started feeling more connected with Spirit. You started feeling this balance, and then once you got back towards these people, living around them, like, you started feeling more fear-based. You started worrying too much about what they were thinking and things like that, and that halted your growth. That stopped you from spiritually growing and ascending. Excuse me. Because it took the power out of your hands, and you were giving your power away to other people. You weren't speaking your truth. You weren't expressing yourself in the way that you needed to be expressed. They might have, like, this might be, like, spiritual attack in the form also of, like, what you're doing in the 3D, what you're doing for your work life, your career. So, like, you might have been guided by Spirit to do something different. Say, and you're telling your family, like, hey, my soul needs to do this. Like, I need to do this. This is just what is right for me. And they might be like, no, you need to work here. No, you need to go to school here. And you're like, no, my soul is telling me I need to do this. All right, so definitely you need to follow what you need to do, because you know, when you follow the path that they're telling you to follow, you don't feel connected to Spirit. You don't feel connected to yourself. You don't feel like you're doing anything useful to yourself, this world, or your path, or your journey that you have chosen, or that you feel like you've been divinely guided towards. And you might have a lot of shit that you want to get done, a lot of shit that you want to do in this world, and they're trying to make you choose just one, or make a choice that would leave you unhappy or feeling unfulfilled, because you feel like you don't have time or space or energy, or you're not setting forth the intention to achieve the multiple goals that you have. So yeah, you might be an entrepreneur. You might have multiple things that you want to do. You might not just want to settle down and go to college for one career and do that forever. Like, you have dreams, you have goals, you have aspirations to travel or see the world, or, you know what I mean, do things in a bit of an unconventional way. So Spirit is saying there needs to be an ending here. Yeah, endings of, Spirit is saying the way that you show up in certain relationships. So what do you want us to know about that there? Yeah. Spirit is saying take a break from certain people. Take a rest on certain people. And, okay. Take a break on certain people. Take a rest from certain people. Alright. Because Spirit is saying some of these people have been just trying to, every time you get together, try to misalign you. Try to, you know what I mean, kind of play jokes on you, or, you know, joke around about what you're doing and things like that. And that is detrimental to you. And Spirit is just saying, yeah, now is the time to disconnect from that and see the truth about that. Now is the time to take action towards the things that do make you happy, towards the ways that you would like to connect with Spirit. And it's time to disengage from working so hard on the things that other people want you to work hard on. And it's time, yeah, really Spirit is saying, we really do want you to meditate by that tree. We really do want you to find that silence and that space to receive from us, because we are going to gift you. Spirit is also saying your ancestor is the sun. Okay. So the god Ra could be significant to you as well. So Spirit is saying the sun is your ancestor as well. So if you're struggling to connect with like certain ancestors or ancestors period, like trying to receive these messages and this guidance and this wisdom from perhaps your past selves, past lives, or your spiritual team, such as your ancestors, like your family, things like that. Spirit is saying if you're having trouble, speak to the sun. Ask the sun, what do I need to know right now from my ancestors? What do I need to know, my ancestor? Because the sun is your ancestor. So Spirit is saying the sun will help you receive messages if you are finding a struggle in doing that, in that meditation in nature. So Spirit, thank you very much for your messages. Let me see something. Okay. Okay, so Spirit is saying, I'm going to get you one of these oracles. So what does the group wanting to know right now? Spirit, please and thank you. Amen. Our ancestors. How to connect and what they need them to know. Alright. So Spirit says, believe in the impossible. So a lot of your family might have been like, that's impossible. Like, that's just foolish. The fact that you think that a bird sent you a message, the fact that you think that that number is telling you that right now, that is ridiculous. You know, they might make you feel that way. Like, I'm channeling that, but Spirit is saying you're good enough, you're strong enough to receive these messages, and how you receive messages is, it's your business. Spirit is saying, like, so don't let anybody like make you think, oh, that's impossible, or that's not real, like, because it very much so is. It's very much so real, and it's very much so possible. All right, Spirit, thank you. And right, Spirit is saying the end of tough cycles are approaching and conclusions are within reach. Those are two cards that you just got. So take that how that comes. You're not going to continue to keep yourself in, the Spirit is saying, on a hamster wheel for these people. And Spirit is saying to get them the reward they've been looking for. So like some of your family might like want you to like do certain things and be a certain person because that looks good for their image. But what does it do to you? It shuts you down. It makes you less of who you are. So no need for that. So Spirit, and Spirit said have faith in your dreams. Alright, so Spirit, Group 1's ancestors, what do they want, or what do they need to know when it comes to their love life, when it comes to connecting with their ancestors? What do they need to know? Anything, any messages? Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely time to find independence in... Alright. So, some of you might have to end certain cycles or certain relationships or certain ways of being in relationships to find more independence and connection with your highest and greatest outlook and outcome of like a relationship that you want. Okay, sorry if that was a bunch of shit and it seemed jumbled. So Spirit's saying to connect with like what you truly wish for in your relationships, you're going to have to end these toxic cycles of letting partners, of letting you know, your family and people around you control you and make you less of who you are. Yeah, Spirit is saying definitely stop the self-sabotage and stop letting other people sabotage you. So what's up, Spirit, with their love life they need to know? Yeah, Spirit's saying some of you need to become more independent to see what you truly want. So you might have been in a relationship for a while, or you might have just gotten into a relationship and you feel unhappy or unsatisfied, and Spirit is saying like, if you're unsatisfied in this relationship and you don't see a future with this person, then definitely you need to let it go. But if you're unsatisfied and you're looking for more of like what you want, how to communicate, how to connect, how to end cycles in your relationship, Spirit is saying that they can help you with that. But you need to put this time aside for yourself to ask yourself what you truly want and need, and see how it is that you can have that delivered to you in these relationships. See how it is that you can record that information within you when you're having these meditation sessions, when you're having these talks with yourself. See how that you can remember that, whether it be writing it down, whether it be taking a picture of maybe a reading that you're doing for yourself, so that you have something to reconnect with and, you know, say, hey, you know, I received this message from my highest self to be more present in my relationship, to communicate more in my relationship, to communicate about this, this, and this that I need or want to change or to be or to have in this relationship. Spirit is saying definitely find that time, find that space to connect with Spirit, because they're going to be sending you messages on how you can be a little bit more sharp in your relationships. Okay. Sorry, I don't know, I just got kind of distracted by this guy behind me. It's like taking pictures of everything. It's hot in here. It's supposed to be a rainy day and cold. That's why I was like, do it in the car. It's getting a little hot, though. Channel it. Alright. What else, Spirit? Alright, Spirit is saying, don't put aside your work life for your relationship, and don't put aside your relationship for your work life. There needs to be a balance. And Spirit is saying, like, you could feel really disconnected from Spirit at this time and be like, I don't even know if this guidance is right for me right now. I don't even know if I need to be listening to this. Or you could be like checking out while you're trying to listen to these messages. And Spirit is saying it is time for a change. It is time to come out of your shell. It's time to stop lowering yourself and lessening yourself. And it is time to connect. Truly connect with Spirit. Truly talk to us, because you have the gift. Alright. Yeah. And that is going to help you feel more solid in your emotions and in the work that you put towards your relationship at this time. Because they're going to guide you to the truth that you're going to be successful in your endeavors in this relationship or any relationship that you're in, that you're going to have the outcomes that you want, the recognition from your partner or from good people around you. But this is about like love relationship right now. You are going to have that recognition from your partner. You are going to have a partner who can, you know, acknowledge how you see Spirit, acknowledge how you receive from Spirit, and like respect that. Okay, so Spirit, what does group 1 need to know about their love life from their ancestors through this, what is this tarot called? Doreen Virtues. I don't even remember. Oh my gosh. How do I not remember what this deck is called? Oh my gosh. Alright, so some people, Spirit is saying, some people might have had you so fucked up, had you in such a, like, is that a deer over there? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Some people might have had you in a state where, like, you get easily distracted or you forget things because of how much they're trying to control you, because of how much they don't believe in you and how you connect with spirit. Oh my gosh, I think it is a deer. I think it is. Because I don't think dogs move their tail like that. I just can't see his head because he got it down. It's a deer sin. So deer, squirrels, those could be significant animals to you. Look that up. But Spirit is saying in your relationships, you could have been with somebody who has been making you feel distracted, been making you feel like you're forgetting things because of how much control they want over you. Spirit is saying no more of that. You need to find ways to ground yourself. You need to find ways to stay mindful. And you need to find ways to not let this person deteriorate your mind. All right. Anything else, Spirit? Please and thank you. And Spirit is saying by connecting with us, you're going to find more ways how to do that. And just receive some divine guidance. Exactly. Let your friends help you. That is the card they gave you. Okay, for some of you, all right, you really do need to help or let your spiritual team help you. You need to connect with them at this time and receive messages from them because they are going to be extremely helpful in getting your shit together and also moving forward with ending certain relationships that need to be ended or continuing on with a relationship that needs more of your effort. So they're going to be guiding you towards doing things that you need to do in your relationship to show up more, to have the other person show up more, or to realize your worth and walk away. Okay. Exactly. And Spirit's saying this is healing you. This is healing your ancestors. So your family members, as well as all of your past life selves. This is going to be healed. The more that you connect with Spirit, the more you connect with your highest self, your ancestors, your lineage, yourself, on what it is that you need and want from a relationship. Alright. So Spirit, what does group 1 need to know through this beautiful deck right here? The Ocean, the Whispers of the Ocean Tarot. Alright. From their ancestors. The ocean is where I think one of the closest ancestors to humans, like the earliest one, is from. So, you know, evolution, all that. That's definitely water, the ocean, lakes, ponds, streams, fucking fountains, waterfalls. Spirit is saying that can be very helpful at this time for connecting with yourself, with your psychic energies. Water is psychic energy. You drink more water, you're going to be able to receive more messages from Spirit, because we receive through vibration, and the water helps us control our vibration more and not be so dense because there's nothing in us. So here we've got help appears in various ways. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget to look to the support systems that are with you continually, motherfucker. Okay, so Spirit is saying, like, nothing is away from you. Nothing is disconnected from you. Spirit is not disconnected from you. Your psychic abilities are not disconnected from you. They are not somewhere far away that need to come to you. And you know what I mean, right? Through certain whatever. Spirit is saying this is always within you, and it's always going to be within you. They are always going to be within you. Your ancestors are always going to be within you. It's the fucking blood that runs through your veins, and the fucking spirit that fucking is inside of you, like, and that is you. So Spirit is saying when you get lost, when you get confused, go within and ask yourself for these answers. Find yourself in this deep meditation. Because once you silence your mind and you stop that overthinking, you notice how overthinking doesn't ever get you a true answer, or, you know what I mean, right? A calm solution. So Spirit is saying you need to meditate and you need to ask yourself what it is that you need. Ask your ancestors, ask yourselves in your past lives, ask your family in the spirit realm, and perhaps some people who are around you if you need their help on what it is that you need to do, in certain situations where you find yourself questioning. So Spirit's saying you might be in multiple situations right now that make you feel like you're in a disempowered state, make you feel like you're not your highest self. So we have empower yourself, tune into your personal power. You're more than able to handle the situation facing you. Allow yourself to be the strong, beautiful person you're capable of being. So yeah, this is within you. Yeah, so you might be worried about, like, I want to go here, I want to do this in my life, I just want to get this done. And Spirit has the message, love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect to your head when determining what you would like. And then we have shedding the old. There's a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so that you'll be able to see these new prospects. Yeah, definitely by shedding the old ways of being, ways of thinking, ways of letting people treat you, you are going to find more of these answers on who you are and what you need to do moving forward. Yeah, Spirit is saying you need to set these boundaries with these people, with these family members, or you're allowing them access and the ability to drain your energy when you keep thinking, oh my god, these fucking people are just fucking annoying the fuck out of me. I'm sorry for cussing, but when you give that power away, or when you're like, oh man, they think I need to do this, when you think too much about what other people want, you give no room to respect what you truly want. So start respecting what you need, start respecting what you want, what your spiritual team, your high self, your ancestors are telling you what you need. Alright, so Spirit, what else does group wanting to know for the highest greatest good? Please and thank you. From their ancestors, how to connect with them. Alright, so Spirit is saying there are forms of media or art or nature, pets, or like movies, things like that, music that empower and invigorate you and connect you with your ancestors. So by laughing, by enjoying pleasure in life and not just saying, oh no, I gotta go to work, no, I gotta make the money, I don't know, I can't fucking watch this fucking funny show, I can't fucking go smoke a little, I can't go drink a little, I can't go enjoy a nice meal, I can't go, feel on myself, I gotta worry about work, let me just, doom scroll, let me just go watch 10 videos, or, spend hours on my phone and not do anything that really ignites my soul because I'm distracting myself from the fact that I need to be doing this for myself. Spirit is saying, the more that you do stuff for yourself that aligns and that is aligned with you, like watching your favorite movies, listening to your favorite music, exploring, learning, doing these great invigorating things, going out in nature, meditating, and contacting Spirit, the more you're going to connect with them, the more that you're going to know yourself. So Spirit's saying by doing these enjoyable things, you are going to connect with Spirit. You are going to connect with your ancestors and yourself. But by being in the states of like doing things, overworking yourself for other people, that's not going to bring you closer to your ancestors. So you need to release that. Sorry if this is repetitive, but Spirit likes to pound things into some people. Yeah, Spirit is saying like, you keep looking at the bigger picture, you keep thinking that something is going to come in a certain way, or that it needs to come in a certain way, like maybe you're thinking, oh, I can only receive psychically if I, see the apparition in front of me, things like that, and Spirit is saying that connection with Spirit starts within you. So you have to look within, you have to be with what you already have, because that's where everything comes in, that's where everything is in the first place. It's in you, not in an outside source, and not in something that is perhaps bigger than you, but in you. Spirit is saying, and this is something that I believe that we are all God. Like, I'm God, you're God, the being who, you know what I mean, we think is a higher power, that's God. This fucking trees, this earth, everything is God. We are all creating a reality. We are all putting forth that effort into making a life in some way, shape, or form. And we've done that with our energy, by manifesting that through our energy, by being here, by being present. That makes us God. And you know, when I meditate and I go into the higher realms, when I go into the 5D, you really see how you truly are God. And you will see this spiritual team, your spiritual team. You'll see your spiritual team, but your ancestors, your spiritual team is saying, like, you will see this. You will see us. You will feel us. You will know us, and you will know you. You must meditate. The Spirit is saying, like, this is going to be so powerful for you. Yeah, and it's going to help you release tension around meditating. The more that you do it, it's going to help you release tension around the situations that you're going through. And, like, Spirit is saying not everything that you receive through Spirit is going to be like, you're going to be rich and famous. You going to get that money. Like, some things are going to be dark. Some things are going to be, like obviously you're going to get messages like that. Things like that, you know what I mean? Or, like, wow, the world is beautiful, or wow, go do this, you know, go treat yourself, things like that. Your spiritual team, your ancestors are saying they're also going to help you work through, like, some dark stuffs, like the stuff I've been talking about, or like other things that you've been struggling with. And that is going to, like, it's not going to be an instant gratification. It's going to be something that you're working towards, that you put the work into healing, and that is going to bring that satisfaction as you're doing it along the journey. And Spirit is saying, definitely find ways to connect with yourself and ask yourself, why do I seek instant gratification? Why do I, you know what I mean, want to enjoy an outcome so bad when, like, the journey is something that I really know I need to be present in. Like, I'm worrying about the end so much that I'm not even in the journey to create that end. So Spirit is saying, definitely you need to snap back into reality about what you need to be doing to get all of those goals and dreams you have done. You have so many things that you want to do in this lifetime, and staying in this fear-based energy, limiting yourself, or ignoring the journey, or just not being connected to the journey and the path that you want to be connected to, like, basically you just need to disconnect from what doesn't serve you, and you need to start getting into the reality that does serve you. You need to start putting forth effort in little ways towards the things that you want to do, towards the person that you want to be. Spirit is saying, eat healthier foods, or eat your favorite foods. Take action on those projects and those things. Find ways to learn about the things that you want to do. Find ways to stabilize your environment in any way that you can right now that is best for you, that aligns with you. And definitely find ways to enjoy yourself. Because the more you find ways to enjoy this journey, the quicker, perhaps, you'll even, Spirit is saying, time flies when you're having fun. So, the more you disconnect with what doesn't serve you, and the more you allow yourself to connect with Spirit and what you're truly meant to be doing, the more you're gonna do the things you're meant to be doing, the more you're gonna connect with Spirit. But you have to allow yourself, and you need to stop letting other people shame you, or what other people think you are, who other people think you are, guide you. Okay. So, Spirit, what does group want? I'm sorry, what does group 1 need to know for the highest and greatest good? Please thank you, Spirit. Got one last message for you from the ancestors. Okay, so with those love messages, we have love life. Affairs of the heart could cause future problems, but take heart as difficult situations will be resolved by a good decision this week. So whether this decision is to end something or to end cycles in your love life and, you know, make better decisions when it comes to that. Spirit is saying that energy is moving for you because you need it and it's within you, and you're going to stop ignoring it. You're going to stop going on your phone and ignoring everything and then say, oh, look, the day went away. I guess I'll have to try tomorrow. Like Spirit is saying, what you can do now in this present moment, what you're doing now in this present moment is the most powerful thing ever. Not what happened in the past, not what you dream about in the future. What you do now to make that future is what matters the most. So Spirit is saying, personal riches, yeah, you're very rich with this connection to Spirit. Like the more that you're connecting with your Spirit, your highest self, the more rich and abundant you're going to become in so many different areas of your life, your love, your life, your finances, your family and friends life. Even if it doesn't seem like, oh, it's rich and abundant and I have all of it, it's more like you're going to find an abundance in your peace with certain situations and people. We got small successes are likely now and bigger ones are on the way. Finances could improve dramatically. Avoid get-rich schemes. So definitely, we're not taking part in no MLMs. Spirit's saying. Okay, but some of you, you're probably like, oh my gosh, I have a legit one. Don't ever say that again. Listen, dude, I don't know what you do. It's up to you. But Spirit just said, avoid some get-rich schemes. And Spirit said they are going to be sending you signs. The more that you ask for them. So you need to fully go forth with the knowing that you are connected with Spirit. You're never disconnected. And you need to start praying. You need to start meditating. You need to start talking to them. And they said you are going to connect more and more. And it's going to be easier and easier every time that you try. But you need to assert yourself in the knowing that this is you. This is how you connect. And this is how you're going to connect. And that's okay. And make the choices that you need to make. Don't let yourself be stopped. So, all right, group one. That wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I expected. I don't know. I feel like that's me every time I do a reading. I'm like, I didn't expect all that to come out, but must have been what you needed. So, thank you for joining me, group one. I hope that resonated. If you stayed to the end and it didn't resonate, feel free to choose another pile, see if there's more messages for you. But I'm just saying, thank you for sticking by. If this did resonate for you guys, group number one, I'm glad that it did. I hope this could help you in some way, shape, or form connect with your ancestors and receive the messages that you needed from them at this time. So, I want to thank you, God, Source, Saints, Angels, Ancestors, Star Family, spiritual team members, and Highest Self for your help in doing this reading here today. And yeah, group one, I want to let you know, if you're interested in any private readings, personal readings, or healings, or custom spell work, you can email me at MadisonRamsaran777@gmail.com, or you can check the description of this video, and you will be guided towards how to find out more information about the types of readings, healings that I offer. So thank you, group one, for joining me. It's been a great pleasure to have you here on my channel, in the car, doing another in the car reading. Have a great freaking day or time, night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good time. If you want to leave a like, if you want to subscribe to the channel and receive more messages down the road, freaking put the notification bell on. Please go ahead and do it. Leave me a comment. Share with your friends if you think they would resonate. But yeah. Thanks for joining me, group one. See you later. Bye. So, Group 2, if you chose the Abalone, this is going to be your reading on how to connect with your ancestors and what they want you to know. So, Group 2. I want to start out with a prayer because the message is already coming through, and I just like to pray with every group. So, I'm going to call on God, Source, Saints, Angels, Ancestors, Star Family, Spiritual Team members, and High Self, and ask, what does Group 2 need to know about how to connect with their ancestors and what their ancestors need them to know at this time? Thank you. Amen. So, thank you. So, Spirit is saying, if you have any native ancestors that are like indigenous people, definitely Spirit is saying they're with you. Connect with them. And yeah, I want to tell Group 2 what I think every group's going to hear this because it's the honest truth. You are your ancestors. Like every person that you've been in your past lives, you are, those are your ancestors. You are them. Your family that has lived those lives, perhaps in an indigenous way. Spirit saying those people are you, and they have helped you become who you are now. So don't feel disconnected from those practices. Don't feel like that is something separate from you. Don't feel like, oh, this isn't me, or, oh, I don't know how to do that. You know, there are certain resources for you to learn about how your ancestors connected with Spirit, what Spirit was to them, what life was to them. And Spirit is saying, use those resources as, like, of course, like Spirit is saying, some resources could be corrupt, but use the ones from, you know, Spirit is saying old timers in your religion or in your culture, and use the knowledge from them, those people who are still around or have left impressions or information behind for the younger generations. Use that information and hold it close and dear to your heart. Spirit is saying, like, don't think that even the smallest thing, perhaps like an artifact, Spirit is saying, or like modern day kind of like workings with those energies, don't be disconnected from that. Spirit is saying this is a way to connect with us. It might not be, you know, you might not be sitting back in our house, back in our family house, or, I don't know, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm about to cry right now, guys. This just came upon me, but, like, you might not be, like, able to access, like, where your ancestors, lived. I'm sorry. Like, it might be an old family house, or it might be, like, indigenous grounds, and, like, Spirit is just saying, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Spirit is just saying, like, you might not be able to have everything be the same, but it's there, and what we have is here, and we need to appreciate that, and we need to work with that. I'm sorry. There's a message for me too, clearly. So yeah, definitely you could have like artifacts from like when your ancestors were about, or like certain like knowledge of like spiritual tools that your ancestors used and things, and these things are kind of available to you. Spirit is saying don't limit those things, and don't think, you know, oh, because I can't visit right away the grounds, or I can't, you know, have everything that they had like here right now. Like Spirit is saying, don't limit what you have, because what you have is enough to connect with us, even if what you have is just yourself and your knowledge of them. Even if all that you have is your belief, even if all you have is a download from Spirit, that is enough to connect with them, they're saying. So connect with us, they're saying. Alright, Spirit. What else for Group 2? How to connect with their ancestors and what their ancestors need them to know this time. So Spirit is saying, even putting your own modern twist on things, that is okay to connect with us. You don't have to do everything that we did, and you don't have to do everything how we did it, because you being here, you knowing that you can connect with us, is enough. You don't need to do everything traditionally. What we did traditionally was special, and that can't be replaced or recreated. It just needs to be loved and honored and appreciated through what you can do in this present moment. Right, you might be like, oh, like, I'm just getting an example, like, say that your ancestors used, like, a certain, like, tool, or, like, crystal, or, like, just anything, and, like, nowadays you can get it, but it's not, like, authentically made by somebody who, you know what I mean, is part of your culture, or it's not authentically made by, like, or presented in the earth in the way that it used to be. For some reason, I'm just getting, like, just because, like, things might be manufactured in a different way doesn't mean it is any less special, or that you can't bless it with those energies of your ancestors and of your ways of being, of your culture. Make shit yours. If people want to steal your culture and shit like that, you steal it right back and you fucking make it yours, and you claim that, because that's what you have right now, and Spirit is saying that is enough. Alright, anything else? And Spirit said, take time to slow down and understand and appreciate how your ancestors connected with Spirit. Like, a lot of people think, you know, oh, I need a quiet place to meditate, things like that. And, like, this is a message that Group 1 got as well. That might be a group for you as well, but Spirit is saying, like, your ancestors connected with Spirit through the appreciation of nature, through the being in nature, and being part of nature, being, instead of disconnecting and saying, oh no, you know, things are this way. Like, Spirit is saying things might have gotten very Western, or very, like, Spirit is saying, like, something about, like, a schism, like, something could have got very separated at some time, like, to have to be a certain way, to follow, you know, like, follow a certain organized religion, or be part of a certain organized society. What's the message here, Spirit? But yeah, Spirit is saying, you don't have to keep following that. You don't have to keep being, Spirit is saying, for some of you, I don't know why this word's coming up, indoctrinated, okay? So, for some of you, that connection with Spirit, for all of you, that connection with Spirit is already within you. It's in the nature around you. It's in the world around you. It's in every single thing around you. Whether it be a fucking piece of trash on the ground, or an animal. Okay. So, Spirit is saying, you will find that connection to us. You will find that communication with us through the slowing down and being in this very present moment. Understanding what is around you, what is materialized because of your manifestations or because of your thoughts. Alright, what's up, Spirit? Anything else? The same thing happened for Group 1. I'm, like, receiving your messages without pulling yet. But, yeah, Spirit is saying you are the divine creator of your reality more than you know. I'm not sure if I told you this as well. This is another message that Group 1 got, but we are all God. Like, we create this reality with our thoughts, with our energy, with our intentions. Our soul came into this earth with the intentions of being with the family that we're with now, of being the exact person, looking how we are, acting how we are. We came in with that intention. We created this reality with our energy. And Spirit is saying, in that slowdown, in that meditation, you are going to be able to see your energy on a different plane, in a different way that like you couldn't have even ever imagined, like who you are and what you are. Spirit is saying once you slow down and you realize that you are the divine creator, just as much as anybody else is the divine creator or anything else is the divine creator, you're going to carry the energy with you and you're going to be able to access more of yourself. Yeah. Spirit is saying you might feel like, once again, that spirit is something that's far away from you or disconnected from you, but you are spirit. Yeah, Spirit is saying you have a lot of hidden talents. You have a lot of hidden gifts and connection with Spirit that is dimmed by worry, by anxiety, by fear, by shame, by the overthought of it. But Spirit is saying your soul is lighting the path and guiding you towards having mental clarity with these situations, guiding you towards learning more about how to connect, guiding you towards more about receiving messages, where you're going to receive the messages, how you're going to receive the messages. So Spirit is saying you can receive messages and you have the power ability. You've already found that you have this power and ability to receive messages through the divine, through animals, through numbers, through music, through videos, like a video like this, movies, fucking the way the fucking wind blows. Like, you have that connection. Do not doubt yourself for a minute. And don't let fear hold you back from connecting with us. There's nothing to fear. You're in divine control. You are the divine creator. Even if stuff feels out of place, even if stuff feels out of your control, your ancestors, your highest self is the one who created this reality for you. So what do we need to know about this here? Spirit is saying do not look at what was lost. Stop worrying about what we lost. Stop hurting about what we lost. Of course, hurt for us. Of course, pray for us. Of course, honor us. But stop worrying about what was lost. Look what is right here. Do not worry about the past, because we are here. We still are here. We are still doing. We are still being. In such a powerful way, you are still honoring us. Yeah, so find a way to independently connect. Okay. Yeah, you have everything that we ever wanted, Spirit just said. Even if you don't think that you do. You have everything that we ever wanted for one of our ancestors, for one of our family. And that is what a message from your highest self who has lived all of your past lives. That is a message from your family. So, don't think that you've lost any power or connection with us, because you haven't. You're talking to us right now through this video. Things might seem a little different. Things might seem a little disconnected from our truths, but they aren't. We have just evolved, and we're talking in a different way. So Spirit is saying be patient in these acts of honoring your ancestors, in these acts of connecting with them. Be patient with the work that you put in. Be patient with yourself as you are learning and as you are working. Nothing needs to be done in a night. And Spirit just said Rome wasn't built in a day or some shit like that old saying. So, be patient with yourself, because your soul is going to send you these downloads. Your highest self is going to send you these downloads. Your ancestors are going to send you these downloads as you need to receive them calmly and beautifully. but you do need to release burdens. You do need to release old ways of being, old ways of worrying and pushing too hard when all you needed was yourself right now. Right? Spirit is saying stop doing things in the ways that you don't want to do them. Stop honoring us in the way that you don't want to. Stop letting other people dishonor us if that's something that you feel you need to step up with. Like, if this is like your family or, you know, other people in the world, and you feel like you need to stand up or speak your truth about something or educate people, things like that. Like, Spirit is saying stop doing things that you don't want to do. Like, for some of you, it's not your job to educate people. Some of you, it's not your job to, you know, tell your family to stop being dicks or something like that, or stop, you know what I mean, dishonoring your ancestors or what their wishes or dreams was. Like, some of you, it's not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to connect with Spirit how you want to connect. Connect with Spirit how your mind makes sense of it. Not how society or other people, even of your culture, say that you should. Do what the fuck feels right to you, because Spirit will always come to you in a divine and unique way that is fitted to you as the individual who needs to connect. Spirit saying be patient, because this is coming in for you. Do not worry too much, because the power is within you. Alright, Spirit. What else does this beautiful benevolent group 2 need to know for their highest and greatest gift? Thank you. I love when there's a whole entire place for other people to park and they park right in front of me, watching me and shit. It's weird. Anyways, Spirit is saying nothing is set in stone. You can see that by who you are today. Nothing was ever meant to stay the same. Nothing was ever meant for us to keep doing it in the same way that we were doing it. We were always going to evolve. We were always going to change, because that is what we were meant to do. As unfortunate as some circumstances are or were, we were meant to do things how we did it. And that's why we're connecting with you now. That's why we haven't been lost. Yeah, so Spirit is saying work through your fears and anxieties and sadnesses and upset over this. This is stuff that has been within your being for a while. This is stuff that's been within your soul for a while, within your ancestral line for a while. So, Spirit is saying you definitely need to take the time to meditate and talk with us and release these negative, you know, thoughts and doubts or worries, and know that you're safe in the practices and the ways that you want to connect with us and in your beliefs. And, you know, you might have been told, you know, oh, this is not realistic, oh, this is not how you connect, but Spirit is saying, like, this is how you connect. This is realistic. They're here. We're here. But you have to stop letting people destroy your vision and destroy. Spirit is saying your eyesight. Some people want to cloud your third eye. You know, you might be like, oh, I need to eat more healthy foods, open my third eye, you know, connect more with the earth ground, and your family or anybody around you's like, no, it doesn't matter. You don't need to connect with that. You don't even know what you're talking about. Come eat this junk food and close up your third eye. Come drink with me. Right, come smoke some cigarettes with me, something like that. Like, Spirit is saying, like, you're definitely gonna be, letting those people fall away that want to cloud your vision. They want to fucking make you think you're crazy for what you see and how you connect. Yeah, so there might be some people who are around you who are like, no, all is lost. Like, there's nothing more that we could do to connect with Spirit, or, You know, that was our ancestors that did that. Like, no, it's you two. Stop letting these other people be low vibration around you and cloud your mind and fucking cloud your vision and what you have done the work for. Like, definitely don't do that. I don't know. I feel like I need to turn up the window for some reason. But anyways, let's get you some messages about your love life from your ancestors. How to connect with your ancestors when it comes to dealing with your love life, and what your ancestors want you to know about what's going on in your love life right now. For your highest and greatest good, amen. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do I need to know? So Spirit is saying you might have been afraid of starting a relationship, being in a relationship, or being your most authentic self in a relationship because you don't want to be toxic, or you don't want other people to be toxic towards you and put you in a state of disempowerment. But Spirit is saying you have so many choices on how a relationship can go. You have so many opportunities to have whatever type of relationship that you want. So don't limit yourself and think that your truth or your destiny is going to be something toxic or something unstable. Like, that is the farthest thing from the truth, Spirit is saying. So, right, you are such an intelligent and strong person, Spirit is saying. And this has been built up through lifetimes and lifetimes of learning and being in these situations. And Spirit is saying you might have learned lessons growing up about relationships, such as like, hey, my parents were in an abusive relationship, or they didn't have the best, they weren't on the best terms, they didn't know how to communicate, or some of them weren't there. Spirit is saying your self, your highest self, has crafted this divine life for you to continue to learn these lessons, to strengthen yourself and to have the relationships that you truly want, away from heartbreak, away from heartache, and in alignment with your truths and highest desires. Spirit is saying you've grown so strong over these lifetimes because you've put in so much work into having a healthier situation and relationship, into having a healthier self. So Spirit is saying don't discount what you've done in those past lifetimes and what you will do now. Yeah. Because you truly have access to the most happiest and greatest outcome that you desire in a relationship, to the happiest and most greatest relationship that you desire. But you must have this power within yourself, and you must take the power back in your hands and not say, oh, you know, this is my destiny, or you find yourself stuck in a situation where you don't want to be in. I'm in an abusive relationship, Spirit, and you know, I don't have any power, things like that. Spirit is saying, we understand how hard it is to be in a trauma bond. We understand how hard it is to be misguided or mishandled by someone who's supposed to be loving us. We know, and you know, how hard it is. So don't beat yourself up for being in this situation. Each day, you will gather your strength the more that you grab onto your divine truth and your connection to the divine. Spirit is saying you will strengthen your mind and your spirit every day the more that you see this situation for what it is. How this person is treating you, how this situation makes you feel, the more that you slow down and you are present with us, and you let yourself understand what you truly want, the more you're going to find it easier to listen to what your soul wants, to take the action towards what your soul wants, to end certain cycles. You will gather the strength every day. And of course, we would all like things to happen right away. We would all like this new start, this new change to just magically happen. The Spirit is saying deep down inside, you know that that's not how it's going to work. You know that you have to gather this mental strength and clarity to get past the bullshit, to get past what other people are trying to feed into your head, into your mind. You will, you're going to gather this, okay, Spirit is saying, through multiple sources, you are going to receive these downloads and messages on how a relationship is supposed to look for you and how you can make that happen. Because Spirit is saying every option, every opportunity to change a situation in a relationship, that is all in your hands, but you must know that it is yours. What else, Spirit? Your ancestors want them to know about